honestly, at this point, it's just a combination of everything being horrible. Everything. The defense. The defense. You've got great players on that defense. You've got Kenny Moore. I know a lot of people like to rip on him, but really, a lot of the coverages he gets are absolutely horrible, so a decent amount of time, it's not all the way his fault. You've got Julian Blackmon, who's pretty good. You've got DeForest Buckner, Bobby Okereke, Zaire Franklin, who's pretty good. Yannick Ngakwe, Kwity Paye, Deo Dangbo, who's young and showing signs of being decently good. Nick Cross, who's a good young defender, and a lot of the times, or once or twice, I heard like, oh, they don't want to put him, one on one with someone, or they don't want to have him going down. They want to have him way back on the play because he's a younger safety. If that's an issue, why not put McLeod in? He's been in the freaking league for like 10, 11 years now. If you want someone more experienced and you're worried about inexperience getting in the way of your defense, you've got experienced guys who can come in and play. Like, this is a defense that has good players, that has good pieces. Really, I would like Isaiah Rodgers to get some playing time instead of Brandon Faison, but whatever. It's just the inability to capitalize on those two interceptions really hurt us, especially the one with Julian Blackmon where he had his hands on it, and if he just took it, pulled it to his body instead of trying to go all the way down like this, would have gotten an interception. And Gus Bradley and his inability to adjust. Either his inability or his unwillingness to adjust. Because he just kept on letting us sit back and watch them run routes under our zones and not actually doing anything about it. Oh yeah, you see that guy running below our safety who's wide open? Don't worry about him. Just let him go through. He only gets the ball, all the time, and then catches it all the time, and then burns us all the time, and it results in them getting a first down all the time, and us never getting a stop all the time. Why would you not adjust? Stupidity? Ignorance? Unwillingness to admit when you're wrong? I don't know what it is, but he clearly doesn't want to adjust the defense. Doesn't want to adjust anything. He thinks that it's completely fine. The coverages are completely fine, apparently, because there was no adjustments made. It was the same crap over and over and over. It's like they didn't even watch film. Why would you not adjust? Why? And then the offense. Holy crap, the offense. There's a lot. The offensive line completely collapses except for Quentin Nelson. He's the only guy who seems to be doing his job right. Matt Pryor suddenly just went to crap. He was kind of good before, and I actually liked him, but then he just falls apart. And then Bernard Remion's not any better. I told y'all he's not any better. Nobody seemed to believe me. He goes in and he's not any better, and everyone seems to be surprised. I'm not, because I've been saying he's not any better, and he needs time to develop. But what do I know? I'm only right. That's all I am, is I'm right in this situation. So why the heck would you listen, and why the heck would you do what would be the right thing to do? Who knows? Ryan Kelly seems to be just absolutely collapsing. Same thing with Braden Smith. Danny Pinter is just kind of meh, which doesn't help us at all. Our receiving group, Ashton Doolin's kind of good. Mike Strawn, for whatever reason, we didn't get him the ball more. We seem to be obsessed with giving the ball to Desmond Patman deep. Why wouldn't you give it to Mike Strawn? I don't know. Why wouldn't you throw more 50-50 balls when he's got like a 5-inch height advantage on most of the DBs? I don't know. It's only like the guy's 6'5" and runs a 4.5 40 or anything. It's only like he has a physical advantage on just about every defensive back that Jacksonville has. Why would you try to get it to him? Why? That's all he is. He's only pretty good. Why would you give him the ball? Ashton Doolin, like I said, he's good. I don't really have any gripes with him. He stepped up today and he did good. He had like 80 receiving yards. He did pretty good. Desmond Patman, I like him, but we were just utilizing him incorrectly. We are not using him how he should be used. We're just no. And then Paris Campbell, he's good, but we aren't utilizing him correctly. Everybody wants to blame Paris for this. He's just not being utilized he should be utilized better. Why we aren't having him run some of the routes that Nyheim Hines gets, I don't know. I feel like he'd thrive pretty well in that position, but why would you do the smart thing? Nyheim Hines, he was pretty good as a slot receiver. Matt Ryan. He does some things right. He does a decent amount of things right, and it's not even completely his fault all the time, because a decent amount of the time that he makes mistakes, it's because the offensive line just completely collapses around him, and it's not always his fault. But some of those interceptions, like, who were you throwing to? Who were you throwing to? That first one, who were you even targeting? That's what I don't know. On that first one, who the heck was Matt Ryan trying to target? The second one, it got tipped at the line. Okay, you probably should have thrown it a bit higher. But okay, that's a bad situation. It's a bad break. The final one, that one was just... same one as the first one. Where were you throwing that ball? Where were you trying to put that ball? What were you doing? And then Frank Reich. Frank Reich, when he first came here for the first few years, he was pretty good. Pretty good at his job. Why can't he just revert back to that? No idea, because he's got a way better team now than he did in his first year. And his first year is his most successful year, when he had a worse team than he does now. Some of his play calling just doesn't make any logical sense. Both times we were in the red zone, you want to know how many times Jonathan Taylor got the ball? None. Jonathan Taylor, the best running back in the NFL, led the league in rushing yards last year. Multiple times last year, you gave it to him in the red zone and he delivered. Why hasn't he gotten the ball in the red zone? No idea, absolutely no clue, and I don't understand it. And then half the time you give Jonathan Taylor the ball, nobody opens up a hole for him. It's like the play wasn't even designed for him to get the ball, and he just runs into a wall of fat guys who aren't blocking for him and aren't opening a hole for him. You run a play a few times where it actually works, where you have the tight end pull in and then block somebody, and you have Quentin Nelson pull and block somebody, and it opens up a hole very well, and it seems to work every time. Why you only run it a few times a game, I don't know, because you should really just run it until it doesn't work. Because it works like a charm, and why you aren't running it more makes absolutely zero sense. Why you only gave Jonathan Taylor the ball 9 times is puzzling at the least. Just idiotic to give Jonathan Taylor the ball only 9 times. And he still manages to get 51 yards when you only give him the ball 9 times, and he got stuffed half the time because nobody blocked him. He had multiple breakout runs that put us in scoring position, but then after that you just didn't give him the ball, which makes zero sense. He is the guy that put us there. Why would you not give him the ball to finish the job? You did that last year. It took you a while to figure out to do it last year, but you did it last year, and you realized, holy crap, that kind of works. This year isn't any different. Why wouldn't you just... Bro. Why you wouldn't just pick up where you left off last year with the same game plan, the same way of doing things, because it works better. You have a better team. No idea. Why you wouldn't start giving Jonathan Taylor the ball more? No idea. If we gave Jonathan Taylor the ball the same amount of times that the Titans gave Derrick Henry the ball, we would be 2-0 right now. I heard someone say that Frank Reich only gives the ball to quarterbacks because he wants to see the quarterbacks do good. I don't like to think that, but if that is in fact true, that's just horrible. I mean, to be fair, I can't really come up with a better reason as to why he continuously makes the same mistakes over and over again with seemingly no understanding of why it goes wrong. I just don't know. I just don't know why he does it over and over again. It's just stupid. And a lot of people want to be like, oh, it's because they didn't practice on Friday. The people who are saying the reason they lost is because they didn't practice on Friday. I want you to understand that Friday, like, walkthroughs before a game are very, very helpful. They help you understand the playbook better. It gives you a chance to ask your coaches questions, your position coaches, and your offensive coordinators or your coordinators and the head coach. Like, it gives you a chance to ask questions in a low stress environment where your question can be calmly answered by a coach with little to no consequences of you getting the play wrong. Because if you get it wrong in a walkthrough, all you got to do is like, hey, what am I supposed to do? They tell you, you go out there, you do it better. That's why a walkthrough is better, and I don't think that's the reason we lost this game, because walkthroughs help everyone understand the playbook way, way better. And speaking of the fan base, speaking of this fan base, yes, this fan base is passionate. Yes, this fan base wants to see the team succeed. Is this fan base educated on football? Sometimes I'm not very sure of that, because some of the things that they say, some of their assessments of the game are idiotic, uneducated, and just dumb. Just really dumb, really. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. And on paper, this is the best team we've ever had over the past 5 years. And we're 0-1-1. I hate this team. I hate this so much. It's just like the Tigers all over again. They build up so much promise. Free agent signings. It looks like we're going to be good. It looks like good things are going to happen. And then just ineptitude across the players, the front office, ownership, everything. Everything sucks. Nobody makes the right decisions. Nobody makes the right decisions. It all goes wrong. Anytime it can go wrong. I saw some people saying it can't get any worse. Yes, it can. It can get way, way worse than this. It can 100% get worse than this. Do not say it can't get any worse, because it definitely can. It can get way worse than this. It can get way worse. This